Hi, I'm Petra, and this is the introduction video of the gardening playlist. So it's the gardening playlist of all the many playlists, and this here beside me is my little garden. And now I already started to record gardening videos, and I just wanted to have a gardening introduction video as well. Just to introduce this whole project and myself. So I started gardening 4 years ago, and it's just a small hobby gardening, so it's not a huge stuff. I have a small terrace, or it's not that small actually. Sorry, I'm just gonna, I think the music is too, yeah. So it's a pretty big, it's like 3 meters, 3 to 6 meters, maybe it's like 15 square meters or something. So I love it, and gardening is coming from my early childhood, because my grandpa is a gardener too. He has a huge garden, and I basically grew up in the garden when I was a child, and I sort of get it from him, and I started it because I just, the earth said it. So Gaia is the name, or Gaia or Terra or Earth is the name of this sentient, intelligent, multi-dimensional being we are lucky to live upon. So we live on planet Earth, and planet Earth has several names, so one called them Gaia. I love the Gaia name, or the Terra. I think Gaia is my favorite name of her. So she just basically told me, just start gardening, and it was just obvious and logical to start it, because I dedicated, and I am dedicating my entire life, and my entire life is sort of an offering to her, and a tribute to her, to this planetary divine feminine consciousness. So after starting my awakening process, that was and is gradual, and it's multidimensional, of course, and as the different areas of my life and of the human life and existence and dimensions started to get opened to me, and I have started to become aware and organize in my mind, or in my consciousness, in my being, the different areas and dimensions of life in general, there came the importance of gardening, and the importance of having control over your own food, and being conscious of what you are eating. So almost everyone, at least who is of this, I don't like to say Western word, because it's just a programming that I am going to go into deeper later, but of the industrialized world. So those who are starting to get conscious to various areas of life too, and various negative and harmful and anti-life phenomena that is around us. So of course, one of the most important, it's always the basics of life that's the most important when it comes to sustaining yourself in the system, and anything that, it's like anything that we need to do on a regular basis just in order to function, to be alive, is eating, cosmetics, clothing, anything, lodging. So lots of humans today have started to realize that what is being done to our food system is an absolute nonsense. It's an organized crime against humanity and planet Earth itself. So it's an organized and intentional crime against all sentient being on this earth. And I am going deep into the food topic in the raw juicing, detoxing playlist. Not here, but every area connects. Anyways, but the point is that Mother Nature told me, okay, you have a garden, you have a terrace, go and do gardening, learn gardening, do gardening. You know, it's not like of course I cannot possibly produce all the stuff I need in this one terrace, but at least I have started to be much more conscious. I start to connect with the food. I appreciate the work that goes into growing food, and of course I am being turned towards fasting, juicing, foraging, connecting to local farmers, all that stuff. So, and of course I have the intention to form an organic of the grid free and conscious community at some point, because those that managed to make it out alive from the dead cemetery prison systems that are called cities today, that are cemetery prisons for souls only. So anyone who managed to start to feel the call of Mother Nature and source and love and everything, so anyone who starts to awaken and get conscious in this aspect too, they start to feel the need to get the fuck out of the cities. Really, like, you have to get, like, anyone who really wants to stay alive, you gotta get out of the cities, the big cities at least, and possibly as far away as you can from the sleeper human population, because as we already say, I'm not gonna get into this now, but point is, gardening I started because Mother Nature, Divine Feminine Consciousness, Creator, God, Source, Intelligence, whatever, the love, source, creation told me, you gotta get to gardening. So I started it. And this is my 5th year. I remember that I already had a terrace in an apartment before this one that I rented, and I started to do it, but it was like a very weak effort. But like now, I am into it a lot, and it gets better and bigger every year. And this year, finally, I'm going to start to document it and share it, and I am going to start to systematically, organizedly learn gardening too. And my goal in the later upcoming years to just be a liquidarian. I really want to do that. I should be doing that for a long time, but the things are just fucked up right now in all levels, both on the inner and outer level, and I'm not strong enough to do it yet, but I will be. But anyways, this is my little garden behind me, and in later videos I will show you around, and I already did. It's just not chronological the way I record these videos, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. I want to do it. I can't wait. It's just amazing. This whole process of doing it from zero, like nothing is there. The whole thing is just soil, and then you get this lush something, and every year the whole terrace is just fuller, and there's more and more and more, and by now, like, there's not even space in the terrace. There's not gonna be any space except for a little space for my hammock, but it's upgrading every year, and if I could afford it, time and energy wise, I would go much deeper into it. And later, I'm praying for later to have my own land. I mean, not own land, but you know what I mean. I don't believe in the concept of owning the land, but in this system, you know what I mean. So later, I would like to do very, very professional, huge garden from where I can produce the stuff for my juicing, or at least some of it, and I'm also fond and in love with herbs and dyeing flower gardens. I mean, to dye is to paint. Oh my god, this language. So I'm also growing flowers because I'm doing the art and practicing the art of eco printing. That means that I'm doing leaf printing on natural fabrics, and I'm making my natural clothes. And for that I am growing a dye garden, a flower garden, a dyeing flower. Oh my god, I cannot speak this fucking language. Sorry, just, to dye means to dye. So it's, and to paint is to paint. That's a paint. I'm not gonna get into the language web now, but if you're interested, check it out on another playlist. I'm gonna have another playlist for decoding languages, whatever. But point is, I have a section for vegetables, I have a section for flowers with which I'm printing, and I have a section for herbs. So these three group, and this year the stars are rosemary. The herb star is rosemary. The flower stars, or the special VIP flowers, are cosmos and coreopsis, and the super fresh special vegetables are tomatoes and cucumbers. So I'm focusing on learning how to care for them, and I'm learning gardening hacks, and I'm actually gonna create these digital and downloadable and printable garden planners, and I'm just gonna really collect all the best gardening, these hobby garden tips and tricks, and just gonna wrap them up into little ebooks, because if I need it too, because if you have another project and you want to dive deep into this too, and there's just so much stuff. So I want to make it easier for myself and for others too, to how to really nicely care for your garden in a natural way. So I'm researching natural pesticides and natural care only, in order to to really maximize the yield and everything. So yeah. Later in my Indigo 2 contract, Wellness Eco Off the Grid Healing and Teaching Sacred Sanctuary Center, one main healing and rehabilitation method will be gardening. And later, when the real cosmic creator consciousness, the love source, will rule this planet and all humans finally, gardening will be a must for almost everyone. I mean, it's strongly suggested to at least have a little plant. Just have a little something, that's alive, and you're keeping it alive. You're just, it's life. We are living in a freaking death culture, in a ritualistic, programmed, intentional, organized, insanely insidious death culture. So when you start to garden and when you start to have plants and everything, you start to connect to life. So I think one of the paths of resurrection on all level is gardening too, and connecting with the plants. And it's unspeakable how beautiful green life is here on this planet. So people should just bury their faces into the soil till they sort of get some feeling of organicness on them. Because everyone is so plastic in the cities, and it's hard. So I'm plastic too for a little bit. So anyways, so that was my gardening, completely ad hoc, improvised introduction video. I just did it now. I didn't even plan it, but every Sunday is gonna be my garden content day, and today is Sunday. So that was the introduction of the gardening playlist.